Hello my friends, my name is Rich and welcome to Greatest Rock and Metal. On Greatest Rock and Metal I talk about what are for me the greatest rock albums, bands, gigs of all time, based on listening to thousands of albums and going to hundreds of gigs over many years. Please press the red button to subscribe to the channel. It's free, it's easy to do, and will only take a few seconds of your time. Thank you very much. Today is a bonus episode because today I have just received this in the post, and it's from a company called CD Japan, and what hopefully is inside is the CD version of Kiss's latest release, Off the Soundboard, which is their first ever Soundboard official release. This is the album version that was released a few weeks ago, and the Japanese CD version has taken a little longer to arrive. Why? Because hopefully along with the CD version should be some special goodies, which I'm hoping we will see. So that's why I've decided to do an unboxing, because I know many of you Kiss fans out there won't get the opportunity to buy the Japanese version, so I thought you'd like to see maybe what came along with it. So how do we get into this thing? For those of you who don't know about this release, it's documents a show that they did on what was titled their farewell tour, and it took place in March 2001 at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Tokyo Dome is a huge, it's like an indoor stadium. I've been lucky enough to see Kiss there, and it's great to be among so many Japanese fans when you go to this, to see them there. Check out one of my previous episodes that talks about my experience going to see Kiss in Japan. So, now what was special about this particular gig is that this was coming at the end of a short-lived reunion of the original members, and they decided, oh, we just can't do this any longer, we're going to do a farewell tour. But even before the farewell tour ended, drummer Peter Criss just couldn't handle it any longer, and he quit the band even before the end of the farewell tour, and he was replaced by previous Kiss drummer who had filled in for albums such as Revenge and MTV Unplugged, and that is Eric Singer, and Eric is still the drummer in Kiss today. So here we go. One thing you'll know, or may know if you've ever bought things from Japan, is that they're always very, very well packaged. And you might be thinking, I'm sure he said a CD. Look at the side of this box for a CD. Well, hopefully it's not just a CD. It's also one of the goodies, which is a poster. So let's take a look at the poster first. You'll see inside there the CD is nicely packaged in the middle, nice and safe. So if we open up the poster, let's have a look at this. So you, not only do you have the poster tube, but it's also nicely wrapped up in tissue paper. Take up the barcode here. That's will hopefully then start to unravel the paper. Incredible! This was in the UK. This had just been slapped inside the poster tube. No extra care like tissue paper would be taken. but this shows how much the Japanese really understand true fans and how we love to keep things in mint condition. In fact, there'll be many of you fans out there who will never even open this. So we'll be watching the unboxing because you'll never even get to see it yourself. I'm not that type of fan. I buy things and I like to use them and I like to see them. Then we got another thing here holding the poster together, which is going to take some prizing. There we go. Do it very gently. Don't want to ruin the poster. And then check this out. Wow, this is a big poster. This is a real full-size poster. Now, this is the promotional poster for the tour for the show itself that has been put on the Soundboard. So the Soundboard show from the 13th of March 2001. This is the promotional poster. Got a picture of the band there, the logo, and then I just open up down here. Not easy to do carefully anyway. You've got the date of the show itself. What a beautiful addition. Now, if you'd have bought the album from Kiss Online, you'd have seen that Kiss Online did their own promotional poster for the show. It's just some artwork that they had made up. A massive fail. First and foremost, they used a Chinese dragon on a Japanese poster. But why they weren't able to secure the rights to the original poster, promo poster, I don't know, and that's such a shame because that's a beauty and brilliant that comes along with the CD. So let's have a look at the CD itself. Again, very, very well packaged. Comes with what's known as an obi, which is a promotional strip that appears on a lot of Japanese releases. It doesn't appear on all of them. I've got some Japanese CDs from other bands, and it doesn't always have an obi strip with it. But again, collectors, they love to have their obi strips on the Japanese releases. And then in Japanese language on the back, part of the obi strip, you've got the set list or track list. Then it's an easy seal plastic sleeve here, which when we just slip it out, wait, obi's just fallen out a little bit there. Put that carefully down there, and then. Now, this is where it gets a bit different again. I can feel already without opening it. So, you've got what I believe is the same design as is used on the CD in the rest of the world. But, when we open it up inside, there is this. Which is, check that out, a mini tour book from the tour itself, and it's apparently a complete replica, so I'm going to guess it's all in Japanese language. Can't see without my glasses, to be honest. I'm not going to flick through every page, but it is an absolute complete replica of the original tour book that could be bought at the show, which, just looking at it briefly myself, seems to be like a history of Kiss there. And there is also, I just noticed this as well, there is also a loose leaf insert within it featuring Mr. Eric Singer, who debuted in the Catman makeup on this part of the tour, and a note on there which again, what does it say? Something about oh, I dedicate these shows to all of you, love from peace and love, or something like that, from the Catman. Oof, from the Catman. I know some of you out there, blood boiling when you hear Eric Singer refer to himself as the Catman. But that's the part he now plays in the band. He did then and he does now. He's done it now. Well, what's that? 20 years since that show. Yeah, 20 years anniversary of this particular show. That mini tour book is absolutely fantastic. Now, some of you will be asking yourselves, why did we not get that for everyone? Because, oh, let's just slip out this as well. Oh, we've got a booklet as well inside. A booklet there which is all the lyrics for the songs. So lyrics for the songs first in Japanese and English, and there's some various credit things there as well, which again I cannot read. So well worth the wait indeed, and as always you get the discs are always packaged in these nice poly sleeves to protect the CD. Inside, let's go a little bit further inside. So it's a two disc set, and then similar to the other versions, you've got the track list replicated inside and the band. There you go. Wow, wow, that's a stunning CD release when you compare it to what the rest of the world has got. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive to buy the CDs in Japan. That's why often they will give bonus tracks and goodies like that to get people to spend the extra money. That is money well spent indeed. For those of you who've not seen the album version, this is the Kiss Online album version. Now, talking about expensive, this was $60 American, which, okay, it's a triple vinyl set, but I still feel that's a bit pricey for a vinyl set. And one of the criticisms that was leveled at this particular release is that you've got Kiss, one of the most visual bands in the world, if not the most visual band in the world, that you've just seen a glimpse of in that mini tour book. And look, bland as hell packaging. Now I understand why. There's been many official bootleg releases in the past that have taken their cue from probably the original one, The Who Live at Leeds, which had very, very basic packaging like this. Pearl Jam did a set of bootlegs, they still do bootlegs today with similar kind of thing. Deep Purple are currently running a series of official bootlegs as well, almost identical packaging. So it's kind of like recycled cardboard. I don't know if it's recycled or not. I'm going to guess it is. Then you've got the three inner sleeves just with the track list and the band there on that one. Blank on that, blank on that. And then this is the, like I said, this is the Kiss Online special. This was the bone, clear vinyl with bone version, which people have commented is anything but bone. I've heard things like it being described as a cat sphincter to sperm on a plate. So make of it whatever you want. And what's even more unusual about this particular release, okay, as I said, it's three vinyls which are done as clear and bone, but then for some very, very strange reason I don't know what happened at the pressing plant. The third disc still has its sperm in the middle, but this has kind of got like a blue tint to it. No idea why the third disc ends up with like a blue tint, but whatever. At the end of the day, it's about the quality of the music, and that's what I'm going to talk about next, the music that's on this release. So I'll take a bit of a break, and while we do that, you take a look at Rock T-shirts by the Sea. So, what about the music on this release? Well, before it was actually released, there was, obviously we knew it was coming, and there was a lot of talk about why this particular show was going to be the first release of what's apparently going to be a series of Kiss Off the Soundboard releases. Because you'd have maybe thought they'd have started off with something from the classic 70s era of their original lineup, but no, they've gone with the unusual show that had a very short-lived lineup of Eric Singer on drums and Ace Frehley on guitar, along with Gene and Paul. And actually, when you hear the show, you understand why. It is a brilliantly played show, and it's got a pretty cool set list on it as well. Kiss set lists over their history haven't varied very greatly. You tend to get a lot of the same old songs in there, but there's a few cool additions to the set list on this particular show. Some of the standout moments, well, the introduction, Detroit Rock City, the first track. One thing I should say about this though, this is where it gets really confusing with Kiss. Okay, now those of you who know Kiss live albums from the past will know that they have been doctored a lot in the studio with overdubs or taking things from other shows and all sorts of things to make the album sound really powerful and strong live shows. Because with them being such an energetic live band, or they used to be, there was often a lot of bum notes there as they're concentrating just as much on the performing to the crowd as they are performing on their instruments. So here we were expecting a completely undoctored soundboard show, and yet the "You Wanted the Best" intro, "You wanted the best, you got the best," that intro isn't actually from this show. It sounds like it comes from the Tokyo show that I was at in 2019. Anyway, it doesn't matter actually, because it sounds really powerful and it's a great start to the show. But from an authentic side of things, right from the first few seconds, we're not particularly off the soundboard for this show. However, you listen to the rest of the show and there's quite a few mistakes in there, bum notes, what have you, so I'm sure that the majority of it has not been tinkered with in the way it has in the past. I would also suggest as well that the audience noise has been either ramped up in the mix, or parts of the audience brought in at certain points that maybe they weren't as loud in the original show. How do I know that? Well, Japanese audiences tend to not make as much noise during the songs as European and American audiences do, and yet you'll hear a lot more crowd noise during some of the songs. So I think that's been played with a little bit as well. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm one of those people who likes my albums to sound good. I don't like listening to bootlegs in general, because often the bootlegs in general, the sound quality isn't great, and when I can listen to good sound quality, that's what I want to do. And here on this release I'm listening to great sound quality. And so Detroit Rock City, brilliant start, and the song that we all know and love. Second song in, Juice. This is a brilliant rendition of Juice. Really enjoy this rendition. There's certainly a difference when Ace plays guitar on a song like Juice than when Tommy Thayer does. Ace has got all his own little guitar flurries that he introduces to the song, and Tommy Thayer just plays it more with a straight back. I have no problem with Tommy Thayer. I've seen the Kiss several times now with Tommy, but there's just something about Ace's playing that just adds that little bit of difference. And that was the charisma and the magic that made the band in the first place, those four together. Next track I would choose, and the reason why many Kiss fans bought this, was the song Talk to Me. A song that was rarely played. It was taken from the Unmasked album. That wasn't a particularly big seller, but Ace Frehley wrote a song called Talk to Me, and it's a real standout track on that album, and it's a standout track on here as well. Yeah, his vocals aren't the greatest in the world, and yeah, there's a few guitar flaps in there, but it's off the soundboard, and it's great to hear Ace contributing this song to the album. Another interesting track that I'll pick is Lick It Up. Now, the reason I picked this is because Lick It Up on here, although it's become a bit over-listened to, in my opinion, overheard in my opinion, it sounds really energetic and rejuvenated on this album. The reason why is because for the last 10 years or so, Lick It Up has featured parts of The Who's Won't Get Fooled Again in it, and it's become a really elongated track when you see them live. Here, it's been elongated a little bit with some crowd interaction, but other than that, it's got real punchy, energetic vibe to it, and it reminds you what a good song it is. Another thing I will mention about the tracks, we've got a snippet of the song from Creatures of the Night, I Still Love You, on here. Again, very rarely performed live, and Paul does it on his own as part of the intro to the song Black Diamond, and also Black Diamond is a real standout on here. He doesn't play all of I Still Love You, but just a verse and a chorus get you into the song a little bit before back to the Black Diamond traditional intro, and then into the song itself, which of course Eric Singer takes lead vocals here and does a fantastic job, and it's a real great performance of Black Diamond. So that's just some of the standout moments for me musically on this release. Overall, very, very thankful for the release. It'll be great if enough people have bought it that the series continues. We'll have to wait and see if it continues and what comes next for sure. The only drawback of this release, and it's a personal drawback, I know many of you may not agree with me, is that guitar solos, the big guitar solo section, drum solo section, bass solo section, on live albums, for me, most of the time, they just don't work. And they can be too long and boring. You haven't got the visuals of a show that go along with the solo. You know, Gene's bass solo is about him spitting blood. Ace's bass solo about firing the rockets and the smoking guitar. You don't have that here. The drum solo, the levitating drum riser. So it can drag on a bit, and I would not be against the kind of editing that were done to the solos on Kiss Alive 2, for example, that make them more punchy and more listenable on an overall release. But for the purists out there who want the whole show, well, you got the whole solos as well. And hey, you can always fast forward them if you don't enjoy it. But other than that, a great, great, great release. Okay, there you have it. Please press the red button to subscribe to the channel. Free, easy to do, won't take you very long. Thank you very much. And until next time, remember, as always, we rock.